Hello, beautiful human, and welcome back to another video where we're going to talk more about how you can feel more. So, one of my favorite things that I have ever kind of shifted my understanding on is that when we're feeling a certain way, a certain type of energy, it's exactly that. It is its own energy. Like when you're feeling inspired to draw or dance or make music, right? You're in this energy of creativity. That creativity is literally flowing through you. When you are around your partner or somebody that you're flirting with and there's that turn on, you're experiencing this energy of pleasure, right? When you're watching a movie and you're watching the people on screen experience something sad and you feel sad for them, you are experiencing the energy of empathy, right? Like everything that we feel, it's its very own energy. And I'm sure you've experienced these energies are constantly shifting. It's the ebb and flow of life. And what I'm wanting to talk to you about today is how to take more control over when you're experiencing these energies, what energies you're experiencing, how long you can stay in that energy, right? So here's an awareness piece that you can start utilizing. When you're experiencing some type of feeling or you're out in an environment where you notice your mood for a second, you're like, whoa, okay, what am I feeling right now? What energy is this? What am I playing with? What am I dancing with right now? And then express a moment of appreciation for it. Wow, this is so cool that I get to feel this. I noticed in my own life when I started to actually be aware of the different types of energy that I was feeling when I was feeling good, it eventually bled into me understanding and having a deeper appreciation for all of the energy that I feel. Because I remember back in the beginning of my journey of coming to understand my own internal world better and what it meant to have emotion and to actually work through them, that I really did not enjoy or understand the wisdom behind feeling some of those lower vibrational energies, those ones that are, quote, harder to feel, right? And I think often at least for me, would get swept away in all the people preaching about how, oh, they're so good to feel and you need to appreciate all aspects of yourself. And at the beginning, you're hearing that and you're like, okay, like, yeah, I want to get there, but right now, I don't see how that's possible. This just feels miserable. And so I want to speak to the person who's also feeling that and maybe is a little frustrated, like, hold on, can somebody, anybody meet me where I'm at right now? So if you're in that state right now where you are not enjoying feeling those harder emotions and maybe you're shaming yourself a little bit saying I should be having a better attitude about this and I'm trying my best to get better but I'm not enjoying what's going on here. I want you to know that I see you and I done been there, and I think that the worst thing that I was doing for myself at that time was shaming myself for feeling that way and thinking that I needed to be feeling anything different than I was feeling. When it comes to feeling any energy, it is all okay. Every single thing that you feel is perfectly okay to feel. And I want you to remove any shame that you are putting on yourself about any way that you feel. And I want to share this with you because something that I wish somebody would have explained to me, at least in a way that I could understand back then, is when I was feeling those more sad energies, ones of anger and loneliness and feeling like I was not good enough and I had no purpose in life, right? When I was feeling those things, I wish that somebody would have come in and explained that it wasn't about me trying my absolute hardest to apply certain tools and do just the right thing for me to go from this lower energy to this higher one, that there was some magical process that I needed to do, but that actually if I could just stop shaming myself and stop making myself wrong for feeling that way, that actually that alone is going to clear this energetic space. That shame, it literally is this dark cloud that comes in over the energy that you're trying to feel. And so you literally can't see through. Like I'm sure you've experienced that where you're grasping at clarity and it feels like the more you grasp for it, the less that you can see through and the less that you feel like you're gonna make it out on the other side, that you're ever gonna feel happy or positive again, right? And so I wish somebody would have explained, if you can just stop and witness the shame that's going on when you're feeling like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to figure this out, just, whoa, okay, shame is present right now. And now I can see that there is this energy of shame, right, that has entered the chat. And while I didn't have the awareness of this at the time, that the shame is actually trying to keep you safe, because it feels like if you tell yourself that you're not good enough, then you're not going to put yourself out there and do the thing that is scary, right? I wish I could have seen that it wasn't about trying to make it through this magical process to the other side, and it was more about just seeing what was going on and taking a breath and falling back into the present moment. The second that you bring that shame away, which the shame is coming in and putting all of these, oh, this happened in the past that was scary and this might happen in the future, right? It's taking you out of the present moment. And so if you can just witness what is going on, then all of a sudden you're back in the present moment. And again, like I said, you've created this space now for what is, I can only explain as magic. It feels like magic because it's as if suddenly that clarity comes through, and you don't need to remember some process that somebody told you. You don't need to go read a book or listen to a podcast or learn about it from anything or anyone outside of you, but that answers just start to come, or peace just starts to come. Whatever it is that you need in that moment just comes. And then in that moment, you realize that you have accelerated into a higher version of yourself. You went from somebody who was overwhelmed by all of whatever it is that was bringing you down into a state where now you have gotten yourself back to a place of peace. You went from this energy of sadness and depression and hopelessness back into a state of peace, into the energy of peace, of love, of remembering that you can always come back to peace and love, right? And then in that moment, now you have this gratitude and appreciation, yes, for the peace and the positivity that you feel on the other side, but you can then also see and have that appreciation for the fact that it was because of those lower energies that you were able to experience the feel good on the other side. You can't understand peace if you also don't understand chaos, right? And so really tapping in and seeing that what's taking in your place is more than just this jumble of what the is going on, and it's actually just a combination of beautiful energies that are working in harmony always with you to try and bring you back to a state of remembering that you are an energy body, that you are pure loving energy, and that means that you encompass everything. We were not sent here to only experience high vibration emotions all the time. We are also sent here to experience the low vibration emotions, but I think too often we're looking at these low vibrations and deeming them as bad when they're not bad. There's nothing about this universe that is bad. We've only been conditioned to look at it that way. And actually, I think that there's ways that we can experience these lower vibrations, and it doesn't have to be such a painful experience. It doesn't have to be suffering. I, for my own self, and I'm going to make a video about this next now, have experienced what it feels like to be cycling through those lower density vibrations, those lower energies of grief and rejection and unworthiness, and be able to look at it through more of a lens of love rather than fear. And that, I believe, is exactly how we came into this world, knowing how to cycle through, but we've forgotten. And that's my mission here, is to remind us all that that is possible. That is very possible, and how to do it. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited to talk about that now. I'm probably going to go film it as we speak. And my aunt and I actually are putting together a course right now where we're going to be breaking this down even deeper, step by step, how to feel more and how to do so in a way where your body feels safe to feel more, right? Because that's a crucial aspect of it. And I just really, really want for everybody to experience the fullness of of the energy that is all encompassing and the energy that is you. So, dear viewer, I love you, and I do hope that something in this video helped shift something in the way that you see energy, in the way that you see yourself as energy, and that you play around with this new awareness. And I'll see you in the next video.